What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and in this video there is a lot that I want to tell you about. I just got off the phone with Dave this morning. He had a lot to say. I was able to record that call as well. Is that him I can hear in the background?
Yeah, that's him screaming and hollering.
That will also be a part of this video, and you're going to hear that Dave sort of has a secret admirer. And you know, being where Dave is right now, that's not exactly a place where you want to have one of those. But really, that is only a part of this video. So without further ado, what do you say we just go ahead and dive head first into this video? Before we get to Dave, there's two things that I want to tell you about real quick starting this video. The first having to do with a story that I just told like 2 days ago here on After Prison Show, 18 serving 13 years, about a young girl who caught some pretty crazy charges as a juvenile and just 2 days after her 18th birthday received 13 years for those charges. Well, since that video was uploaded, literally the next day after that, I had one of her family members reach out to me, telling me some really interesting stuff through an email that they sent me. But they went on to say that it is crazy that you are over 1,000 miles away and could see potential flaws in this case that not even the prosecutor was willing to acknowledge. One of the charges this girl had was human trafficking, and I'm pretty sure that charge came from her actually being in a car and taking these other girls to the locations where they would do what they were doing. But this email told me, they said, isn't it crazy how she was charged with these charges and yet she had no driver's license and no car? So with me learning of this, it makes me think, you know, who actually was driving these girls to these different locations? This email further went on to thank After Prison Show for trying to bring additional light to this case. And really, no matter how you feel about this case, what you think about this girl, was it completely her fault? Was there somebody else who potentially was kind of manipulating her to do these things? Again, with After Prison Show mentioning certain stories that we do here, that is something that I'm very proud to be able to do, which is shed additional light and insight on some of these stories that we discuss here. Moving on, just last night here in the state of Virginia at Greensville Correctional Center, this is a level 3-4 penitentiary, meaning that they house prisoners who are level 3 and 4. It's pretty much a maximum security prison. But just last night at this prison, there was an execution of a guy by the name of William Morva. And before telling you about this story, I do want to add just one little thing to all of this. At this prison, Greensville, where they do carry out executions, do you know that a good majority of everyone I've ever met in prison, who if was asked what the best prison they have ever been at was, would say that that was in fact Greensville, where they carry out death penalty executions. And that's pretty crazy to think about, that at a prison where they will actually execute people, there is a large majority of prisoners who consider that place in particular the best prison to do time at. I mean, that's pretty damn ironic, right? But back in 2006, William Morva was arrested for attempted robbery charges. Well, while sitting in the jail, he was complaining of some sort of intestinal illness. And because of that, he was then transported to a hospital where he escaped. And during that escape, he actually killed a hospital security guard. And then a short time later, he killed a sheriff's deputy as well. Well, when he was arrested after this escape, he was then charged with these murders and given the death penalty, where just last night, again, he was executed. Now, there's a lot of crazy stuff to think about with this situation. You would hear that this guy killed a sheriff's deputy and also a hospital security guard. And for that, he was given the death penalty. And to a lot of people, that may seem like justice served or the right outcome for this case. But there are some stipulations to think about with this as well. And one of those is that during the trial for this, the defense argued that this guy suffered from some sort of mental illness. But it was told to the jury that he suffered from a personality disorder, when in fact later during his incarceration, he was actually found to be borderline schizophrenic. And because of the severity of his mental illness, he legitimately felt like he was going to die in this jail and had to do anything that he possibly could to escape from this jail, which unfortunately led to him taking 2 people's lives. Now, the second part of this that's also really crazy is the fact that there were a lot of people and organizations that really wanted to see this guy's sentence commuted to life instead of the death penalty. And some of those who felt this were 2 different United Nations human rights experts, European governments, and also Virginia state legislators, who were all going to bat for this guy, trying to get his sentence commuted to life. So learning that makes me feel like there really is a lot of weight behind the fact that this guy's mental illness probably should have been taken a lot more seriously than it was. And just to add this in there as well, the defense never took away from the fact that this guy pulled the trigger which led to the death of these two people. They completely acknowledged just what this guy did. They weren't trying to say that he wasn't guilty for this. But given the severity of his mental illness, that should have been taken into consideration a lot more than it was. And obviously there were a lot of people who felt this way as well. Powerful people and also organizations. But all of the attempts made to get William Morva's sentence commuted to life were to no avail. And last night, again, he was executed and pronounced dead sometime after 9 p.m. Now, I'm bringing this story up for a number of reasons. One, I really want to know what your thoughts are on the death penalty. Are you for it? Are you against it? And two, I really want to know if you feel this guy's mental illness should have been taken into consideration more than it actually was. And with that thought alone right there, I want to bring up another case that I've talked about at least on 2 different occasions here on After Prison Show. And that is a guy by the name of Joseph Hagerman, who back in 2007 or 2009, I can't even remember what year, but in the city of Virginia Beach, this guy had a psychotic episode and ended up decapitating his son during that episode. Well, during his trial, he was actually found to be insane and wasn't sentenced to prison time, but was instead sentenced to a mental health facility where he spent like 8 years there to in turn end up getting released. And I'm really curious to know what you think is the difference between this Joseph Hagerman case and this William Morva case. Yes, William Morva did kill 2 people, a hospital deputy and also a sheriff's deputy as well. Horrible, horrible shit that he did. But you know, Joseph Hagerman did some pretty horrible shit as well. And it would seem to me, at least, that both of these individuals did these horrible things during psychotic episodes. So how does one case end up the way that it does versus the way the other one did? Really makes you wonder, doesn't it? And I honestly have no idea what the answer to that is. With all of that being mentioned, I want to go ahead and tell you about Dave, give you guys an update on him, how he is doing. I want to be able to bring you guys these updates at least once a week. I know there are a lot of people who are there still supporting Dave. It means the world to him as it still will always mean the world to me. But again, I did talk with Dave this morning. I did record that call. Dave does have somebody in the jail who is kind of a secret admirer of him. And I think they may be trying to get Dave's Junies. There's also another super crazy dude in the cell block with Dave. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear this guy in the background. I think there's a good chance that you will hear this guy actually screaming in the background as Dave tells you just what this guy has been up to. And before I do play this phone call, I want to mention one last thing in relation to Dave. And that is the fact that we are very soon going to be doing a live stream with a donation goal in an effort to try to get Dave a better lawyer, a paid lawyer. And a paid lawyer, well, that's somebody who will actually do their job and actually go to bat for Dave. Because I've said this before, if Dave is going to stand any chance at all when he goes to court, well, it's only going to happen if he does in fact have that paid lawyer. And with mentioning that, this is the phone call that me and Dave just had this morning. But look, tell me about this crazy dude that's in the cell, man. What's going on with him?
Man, they put this motherfucker in there. First thing he does is he pisses all over his floor.
What?
Yeah, so they lock us down, and you sleep on the floor. So they lock us down, and they got to get somebody to clean it up because he can't be out of the cell without cuffs on. So they get somebody to come in there, clean it up. And they got the fan out there, and they're drying the floor before they put him back in there. So then he goes in, back in the cell, lock him back in. And he's just like screaming and hollering and banging. He made a song about being in the hole. I mean, like, dude, it's pretty annoying, right? But then some of the stuff he says is funny. Like, there's this dude in the block. There's an old fat black dude, and he's annoying as hell too. Right, the dude's like, hey man, we ain't gonna be having all that nutty professor looking shit walking around the pod. Like, so, like, it's funny to a point, but it's just getting old. It's been going on for like 2 hours now.
You said he had a nickname for you too, right?
Yeah, he called me Sean White.
What's that, the snowboarder?
Yeah, the snowboarder. He was like, boy, I seen you, I thought you was Sean White for real though. He told us, he was like, fuck it, everybody's getting hot food today. He was like, no more cold trays. He was like, I'm going to tell them, I ain't eating until you heat up everybody's tray in the block. He said, fuck it, I've done gone six days without eating or drinking water. I'm going to do it again until they start heating everybody's tray up. I was like, okay.
What's he on? He was on a hunger strike?
Yeah, he said he was going to go on a hunger strike until they started microwaving everybody's food.
Yeah.
And he told the nurse, he was like, I'm gonna headbutt the floor until you bring me my medication.
Jesus Christ. Is that him I can hear? Is that him I can hear in the background?
Yeah, that's him screaming and hollering. I told him earlier, I screamed at him, I was like, yo, he was like, what's up, Sean? I was like, bro, stick your head in the toilet and just take a deep breath. Please.
That's crazy. So what's been going on? What's been going on with this old guy that's been looking at you, Dave? What's going on with this?
So on the 4th of July, man, I'm just having a bad day. You locked up on the 4th of July. It's not good.
You know,
So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go take a shower. So I get in the shower, and I'm enjoying myself. Not on no date or anything, but I'm enjoying the hot water. You know? Trying to calm down, relax. Well, when I was done with my shower, I got dressed and I moved the shower curtain back, and this motherfucker was posted up right outside of the shower.
Watching you?
And see, now I'm hoping that that's not the case. I mean, he was looking me dead in my eye when I opened the shower curtain.
Oh my God.
Looked me dead in my eye, and I was like, dude, have you been posted up out here the whole time I was in the shower? He was like, yeah, I got next. I was like,
hey, back shower, I got next.
yo, I didn't know what to do for real. So I just like walked off, like real quick, like.
You were holding that towel. You were holding that towel super tight. You were like, man, let me get the fuck out of here.
Look, so I get off. And then this is the weird thing, right? I don't know if he done like took a peek of the Junies while I was in there washing up or anything. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he done got a shot off and now he knows what my butt cheeks look like. I don't know.
So basically you were on the shower and you could have been on a date. And this guy was standing outside the shower waiting to get in the shower looking at you, and he probably got in the shower and went on a date thinking about the Junies.
This is so much of a possibility that it's ridiculous. But see, this is the crazy part, right? So the reason why I think that is probably how it all went down.
Oh my God.
Is because now, like, I'll catch him from across the pod looking at me.
Oh, yeah, he's trying to make eyes with you, Dave. If you find a candy bar on your pillow, you better not eat it.
Well, see, Dave goes hard. This is how Dave would do. I'd eat the candy bar, and then I'm just stealing off on the first person that walks in my room. Like, whoever walks in my room after I eat the candy bar is getting hit. I don't care if you're my homeboy or not. There's a reason why you're walking in. You see me eating the candy bar. You know that I ate your candy bar. Now it's time for me to just beat you up or get beat up. And I hope you don't. You gotta hope you don't get beat up, because if you get beat up by the guy who put the candy bar on your bed, he's probably gonna take the cake.
Yeah, he's gonna get some Junies in exchange for that candy bar, man.
Could you imagine punching somebody in the face and then getting beat up and getting your cakes took?
No.
Like, damn, dude, you done beat me up and took the cakes?
Yeah, you're definitely going to be taking that walk of shame.
What the dude?
What's up?
He's literally standing in his cell door, like, looking at me. Like, you got next on the phone, too, bro?
Hey, yo, I got next on that phone.
Phone check, Paul.
Damn, man. But how you been doing overall, man?
I'm doing all right, man.
Look,
doing better.
I want to tell you,
Back in the cell.
You said you'd be doing better when they put you back in the cell?
No, I said he went back in the cell.
Oh. Look, I want to tell you, Dave, we're going to be doing a live stream real soon, and we're going to do a donation goal to try to get you a new lawyer. You know, everybody's asking about that situation, and I think there are a lot of people who want to help. So we're going to be doing that real soon. And let me tell you what there's a possibility we're going to be doing during this live stream. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
My girl's friend is in town, and I was telling you about that before we got to start recording, right? She's like, hey, I want to give you a tattoo. And I was like, have you ever done anything like that before? And she was like, no. And I was like, okay, well, fuck it then. But the only stipulation is we have to do it on a live stream. And she was like totally cool with it. This chick is a really, really good looking chick. And I think a lot of people would enjoy seeing this hot ass chick probably doing some fucking crazy tattoo. And she's like, but I get to tattoo whatever I want. And I told her, I said, okay, that's cool. Just don't make it just don't make it a dick and balls. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. If you want to make it a dick and balls, I really don't even care. So you can do it. Do whatever you want to do. Yeah, I told her, I said,
1 minute left.
I told her, I said, well, shit, I can just get it covered up later on. And she was like, oh, well, then fuck it then. And I guess she was like mad about that. But there is a potential we could be doing that. Dave, we don't have a lot of time left, man. Anything you want to say to everybody?
Yeah, man, I just want to say I love y'all, man. APS for life, and I'm keeping my head up. Y'all keep your head up, man. Keep moving forward. Don't look backwards.
It's some pretty crazy shit that takes place inside of a jail. And I hope that this situation will be over sooner than later for him, and we can then get him back out here to the free world. Hey, look, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about it. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!